Hello everybody, welcome to another episode on Heartfelt with Bobbie, and today my guest is none other than the usual, Mr. Odor Jagero.
You keep saying my guest. What?
Because you're seated on the other side, and most times it's me asking you questions.
Is it?
You're a guest here on this table of mine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you don't like being called a guest?
It's just weird.
I was actually thinking about it. I was today when I was in the, okay, will it sound weird if I say it like that? But I was in the shower, and when you're in the shower, you're thinking a lot of things. I'm not saying I was thinking about you in the shower.
Fuck.
Please don't take it like that. But I wanted to ask, how does it feel being interviewed on your own podcast?
Oh, okay. That you can think about that in the shower.
I had to put the disclaimer.
I don't think you usually interview me.
Yeah.
I think it is a conversation that we usually have. I don't think you and me is an interview type situation.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't like interviews. I don't like the idea of interviews because it is so one-sided. The other person is talking and talking and talking, and somebody is not talking. That is why, and I think that even Kenyans and people around the world are used to that sort of interviewing, to the point where people are asking who is interviewing who. Like they just want to know the interviewer. Why do you want to know the interviewer? So you just enjoy the conversation. Okay. Because that's what matters.
Okay, yeah. So today, Odor and I are going to be discussing sneaky links and a bunch of other things there in there.
Friends with benefits.
Friends with benefits, casual sex, one night stands. We want to know.
Virginity.
Virginity as well?
Let's not talk about virginity.
We want to know, how are these things affecting us? Are they good for us? Does it make us feel good? Is it nice? Is it enjoyable? So, Jags, tell me, what do you think a sneaky link is? How do I fix this?
There is a woman who wanted me to be her sneaky link.
Tell me about that.
She called me over to her house and told me that she took a photo of her on the balcony. With half of her thigh showing.
Ooh.
And told me that I'm alone.
Ooh.
You wanna come? and I don't get the audacity that you think Odor Jagero is gonna come around for pussy on a Sunday afternoon and then get into your shower myself and go back to my wife. Damn, that's really.
Amekuona kaona side nigga. Anakutreat kama side nigga.
Is that what it is? Side
not
nigga?
Really, but I don't think she's taking you seriously. She just wants her fun.
I think that there is a belief amongst women that man never turns away a pussy.
Yeah, as someone who has never been turned down, I'd have to see it to believe it.
But I think it is a dubious behavior.
But you know what
and for me, I think going into a woman's house will be very difficult for me to do. Yeah. Who is paying for that house? Let's start from there.
Why do men always ask that when you invite them over? To just come, I've made some lunch, come. Why do they always say, I don't pay rent?
But I think men are very territorial. And men respect territories that have been that are under people's names.
Okay.
So when they make a move into a woman where the woman is, I think suddenly you don't hold the keys, and men are violent. So you know very well that if you came into the house, into your, let's say, a husband's house, and find another woman there,
yes,
there will be shouting and there will be a lot of things, but death would not be, in
the vicinity.
Yeah.
Or when it's men, death is actually a possibility.
That's a real possibility.
Okay, yeah. If I think about it.
Yeah, that's a real possibility. And so what you're saying is that you're either gonna kill the guy or the guy is gonna kill you.
Yeah.
So you are like, do I want to be in a situation whereby I kill or I get killed? No.
Is that a subtle way of asking ukona mtu? Because us girls have our own version of that where we say, ndo demu yako animwagie maji kwa uso. Ndo demu yako animwagie acid. So is that like your version of trying to figure out, do you have a man?
Like by doing what?
By saying, I don't pay the rent, so I'm not comfortable coming.
I don't know about the men that pay the rent, but probably that's a way of saying that, because women are creative. I tend to think women are very creative in the way they live their lives. They are pretty creative. They are animals of survival, and women really know how to survive using whatever resource they have.
I know where you're going with this. I know.
I'm not going anywhere.
I know.
I am not going anywhere. I'm going to be very respectable and keep it like, what is the word? Keep it where it belongs. Okay. Just survival.
Okay.
Yeah, and also the other day I was with a friend of mine. We were driving on Southern Bypass, and then he was telling me of how one of his girlfriends asked him that he wanted his friend, who is a man, and he was telling me that alimdinya hiyo siku. Like in the afternoon, she asked for the number, and by nightfall, they had slept together in her house. I think that is it sounds very nice on paper and very, very, it's a lot of fantasy, it's a lot of fun, but I think there is a lot of danger around being asked to to sleep with a woman in the afternoon, and by nightfall you've already done it.
Before we get to the dangers of this, I want to hear what your definition of a sneaky link is.
I don't know. Sneaky links, I have heard about it. Actually, it is Nani who told me about it. Shaka, just the other day, late last year. Shaka is the one who introduced me to the term sneaky link. And sneaky link, she told me, is somebody that you keep around for just the sex. You get horny on a Sunday afternoon and you say, are you able to come through?
Isn't that like an FW, like a friends with benefits?
No, I don't know. You tell me. Because when I was researching the topic, I was pretty confused about those terms. Because when I started looking into it yesterday, when we agreed that we were going to be talking about it, it sounded to me like the sneaky links, the way it is known in America and Europe, it's not the way it's known in Kenya. In Kenya, it appears more like friends with benefits rather than, because in sneaky links, when you look at how it is being used in Ukomaju, is just secret sex. Actually, there is a series on Netflix right now called Sneaky Links. I haven't looked at it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll go check it out.
I think it premiered yesterday or the day before yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we could go like with the general definition.
I have to take off my glasses. They're killing my eyes.
You have to put them on so that you can get used to them.
Yeah, but let me die after this conversation. I don't think I can manage it through this conversation. By the way, people of the internet, I was given glasses because I work with a lot of lights and I work with a lot of computers. So these are photochromatic. Photochromatic, yeah. So it's not swag.
Oh, okay. Sawa. So sneaky link, I think generally is your sneaky linking. It's sneaky sex. Meeting up
but there
secretly.
Is the sneak with SNEEK.
No.
I know this one is EAKY.
Yes.
But is that a word to sneak?
Yes, to sneak around. I'm sneaky. I'm sneaking. It is a word. It's an English word.
Yeah.
Inamaanisha kujificha.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Nice to see you.
It's so nice to see you always.
At always. This is serious.
Thank you. You can go with this.
So,
so sneaky ni kukua sneaky. Hiyo kujificha. So sneaky link ni mse mwenye mnapatana naye in secret, because primarily that relationship is not supposed to be known by the general public.
Why?
Because it's normally forbidden. It's like two married people sneaking off to fuck each other.
Okay.
Or like you could be with someone in the same office and you guys mnakatiana.
Oh, I see. I sneak.
So now you know you can't parade it here till you guys are smashing. So you have to be sneaky about it. Just those are some of the examples I can think of.
I think now it makes more sense.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. It is a relationship that you don't want to go public.
Yes.
So perhaps you have a girlfriend and the other person has a girlfriend and they perhaps know each other.
Yeah. You people are even in the same friend group, probably. You hang out with each other. But the two of you are sneaking behind everyone else's back and having that kind of relationship. Sometimes it doesn't have to be that complex. Sometimes it's you and your ex. Maybe you've broken up, you've been complaining, it's been crazy. You've talked about this, like how girls talk to their girls about their ex-boyfriend. You've been complaining for months and months and months and months. Na tumekusaidia mpaka tumekutoa your relationship, and then you just go behind our back and continue fucking him without letting us know. That happens a lot. So that also is an example of a sneaky link, because you don't want to be seen with each other. You don't want anyone to know you guys are sleeping with each other. Bora tu iko sneaky, imekwa chini ya maji. Nobody knows about it. That's what it means.
Yeah, okay. But also for me, it's been confusing because the way Shaka was explaining it to me, it sounded like it is you're just masturbating with each other.
Okay, I can see how she would say that. You see, something...
She didn't say that, but the way she was explaining it, it sounds like you really don't need each other in your lives, but except for sexual fantasy and sexual gratification. Yeah.
I think that's valid. I think that is valid because you don't really... There's no emotional connection. It's just casual. It's very casual, but the difference is this is... The extra step is that this one is a secret. Nobody can know about it. FWBs can hang out with each other. We could be hanging out and you can know Nani and Nani are smashing and we're in the same friend group, but we know they're not in a relationship.
There is also a lady that told me that the other name of calling is a dick plug. That's what she told me it's called, a dick plug.
That's like a casual sex person, like somebody who just comes and smashes and...
Yes. You come and they do not even stay there for 2 hours.
Yeah. Okay, these things happen. I can see how.
So dick plug and sneaky link is it's almost the same thing.
Unajua shida ya dick plugs ni hawatakangi kukua dick plugs. Wanaanzanga kukatch feelings. Hizo my relationships zinakwanga dangerous sana. That's the problem with
Are
them.
you saying that sneaky links are dangerous? And dick plugs are dangerous?
Yeah, I have been. Let me just expose myself. Although my mom is always saying, you're saying too much on the internet. So I have been in a situationship before. I have had casual sex. I have done a one night stand. I have done the sneaky link. And let me talk about a sneaky link for a bit. So this guy is someone who... Have we talked about ovulation on this podcast? Ovulation horniness.
We talked about it, but we have not talked about it like that much.
I think we need to dive deep into it. Ovulation horniness is another type of horniness. It's crazy. And sometimes nothing is helping you alleviate this yearning for, a man to just touch you and kiss you and hold you. So I can see how sometimes you just need a dick plug. Because I have been in that situation before. It's not something I can do now that I feel I'm a bit wiser. But because I know the consequences...
You're saying you cannot do it now because you are on a public podcast.
Not
are you
really.
Lying?
I'm not. I have no reason to lie. I
think you're somebody who doesn't lie.
Yeah. For what? Utaniduia utanchapa. Hakuna kitu utanifanyia. I mean, I'm always ready to take back. Even if I do it, and I'm still ready to come and say, anyway, I said I won't do it, but I did it. So I don't really have shame when it comes to discussions.
But I want to ask very, 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 very specific questions around being a sneaky link.
Sure.
A scenario.
Yeah.
Like this lady that was on her veranda and with her mapajas showing and telling me that to come over. Yeah.
I want to ride you, Jaguero. Look at how shocked you look.
Hearing has gone out.
My hearing. So ask me. Okay, so this sneaky link.
I was asking you a question actually.
Okay.
Were you still going on with explaining what was going on?
Yeah. I
you
wanted to
could.
tell a story about
Please
one
do.
time I had this sneaky link. This guy, there was no relationship. I mean, I had sex with him before, so I knew he can get me where I want to get. But there's no emotional connection. I have no feelings for him. I feel nothing. There's nothing. So ilikuwa time yenyewe nilikuwa pabaya. Ilikuwa unajua sengine unaangalianga phone book yako unaanza kushanga, who can I call?
Oh my God, this is dangerous.
Who can I call? Oh, there's a girl who tweeted this same exact thing and people cooked her, but I was really relating.
Who can you call?
Yeah, because sometimes you just need a lay. You just need to be put through the mattress so that you can feel good and life goes on. It's just that simple. Even as women, we have those urges. We feel like that. Don't think that us being with one person or us being faithful is not hard work. Even us, we really have to fight demons to stay faithful. So this guy, I called him the first time, and then it was like the first time was a bit awkward. So I said, maybe if we did it again the next time, it'll be a bit better, and then I'll feel better. But we did it again, and after he left, I just thought, what a waste of your fulfillment haiko sexually. And that's actually a big reason why I don't do such arrangements of casual sex like sneaky links, FWBs, because it doesn't give me the sexual satisfaction.
What?
FWBs, friends with benefits. It doesn't give me the sexual satisfaction that I'm usually chasing. That's why I don't do it. But
What
I can understand.
What is the kind of sexual whatever that you're usually chasing?
For me, it's a whole process. It's very intricate. There needs to be a very deep emotional connection. Like, I need to actually like you. I borderline have to be in love with you to enjoy sex with you. If I'm not in love with you, it'll feel like nothing. Doesn't matter how big your dick is or how good you are at fucking. It's just, I won't feel anything if I don't love you. I need an emotional connection for me to enjoy, like to feel good, to stop being anxious, to stop thinking at all, to just enjoy the process. But if I have to be thinking, this man is not my boyfriend, he'll never call me again, oh, I'm anxious, did we use a condom, he refused, now when I tell him I need CGP2, he doesn't have money, he's a broke man, if I have all these things going on in my head, it's very difficult to concentrate during the sex. But if it's my boyfriend or like someone I'm in love with, there's much more trust, safety, comfort. Siogopi kufanya helicopter style na monkey kadunga. Hizo stingo zote tunazifanya bila kuogopa. Lakini when it's someone who you're not, doesn't even know how to touch your body, you're just wondering, does he think I look weird? Does he like my ass? Does he think it's just too much mental.
When a woman is having sex, they think about whether somebody likes their ass.
Not just that, you're thinking about so many things. So many things. You're thinking about how you look, how you feel, how your body looks, how you, is he enjoying? Does he, a lot of us are taught about sex. The girls right now are really, really smart because they have really smart moms. But older women, and maybe women my age and older, we were taught that sex is kind of a servitude, like something done to us to be enjoyed by men. So most times when we enter into sex or sexual discussions, it's always, what can I do for him? So even in the head, you're just thinking, do I smell okay? Am I fine? Like, am I wet enough for him? Am I tight enough for him? Does he like my body? Does he think my skin is blah, blah, blah? We're not just thinking, okay, I'm here to get my nut and bounce. And most times, I don't think even the man is concentrating on all that. He's just even him trying to get his nut off. But squeezy, like I'm saying, women are much more smarter, much more able to have sex for themselves. So that's why dick plugs exist and sneaky links and all these things, because women are able to say, the only thing I want Jagero for is for him to come, I ride him, and then he goes. I don't need him to call me. I don't need him to stay in my house. Kwanza, Kwanza, there's nothing like hate. It's just too much mental gymnastics, because if it's someone you don't trust, me, I don't even feel comfortable with someone I don't know being inside my sheets. My white sheets. Ati some strange nigga, I don't even know if he has fungal infections in his balls. Akuja roam around kwa sheets zangu za white. We, apana. Stakizo mchezo. You wanted to ask me, sir, I can see you're so dumbfounded. You're just wondering, this girl. You wanted to ask me something about sneaky links.
How it happens.
Yeah.
The specificities around it.
Okay.
So on a Friday afternoon, you know, people are freelancing. They are not going anywhere. So you look through you're ovulating, obviously, like you said. You look through your phone book and you see a jagero somewhere who is always loose and about and ready to jump on a bike.
That's not it.
to Kiambu Road.
But then men hardly ever say no. I was going to say, when you're telling your story. Yeah, when you're telling your story, I actually am more attracted to self-disciplined men. Like, if I call you and you turn me down, because men squeeze, even them, they know women use them during ovulation period. Men are starting to, I'm seeing these conversations happening online. So wale wenye wako na high standards, ama wenye wako desperate for sex, they're able to say, for real atu umenibebaje, umona atuongeangi, alafu one day you just call me, ati come to my house, like the way you responded to the lady. But other men who are just, I don't want to say hungry, because it's natural to want sex and to be a sexual being, but let me just use hungry in this context. Other men who are hungry, they won't say no. They'll come immediately. Actually, he'll be like, in the next hour, I'll be there. Atenda kufanyika shopping kidogo, akuje kwa nyumba yako very fast. So yeah, how does it happen?
Anakuja pia na shopping?
Yeah.
As a payment?
Not as a...
Why is he coming with shopping?
Do you go to other people's houses?
It is not abnormal going to people's houses. It's not normal. It's not normal going to people's houses. You have been called to jump on a motorbike. That's not going to somebody's house as a visitor. But you're not even going to stay there to drink anything. Anyway, that's my question anyway.
Okay, yeah.
So on a Friday afternoon, you are ovulating and you feel like you've gone through your phone book and you've seen Jagero and you're calling Jagero to come over, okay?
Yeah.
So Jagero goes there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, so...
And knocks on the door.
Yeah.
All right? And then he gets in.
Hata hakuna, si lazima muongee mingi.
That's what I wanted to say. What happens? You sit down and watch TV that she was... Because you find her doing something.
Yeah.
She was watching a TV, a series, or she was washing dishes or whatever she was doing.
Yeah.
How does the conversation go from there? Because you have an experience. Yeah. You tell me, how does it work?
Okay. So first of all, this conversation has to be had beforehand. Before he's coming, see, he knows what he's coming to do. Like, you have to discuss it. You can't assume. You can't leave... room for a gray area. And most times this is someone, I'm hoping someone you know, or someone you already have had a sexual history with. I would hate for it to be someone you just met, kama your example umeniambia, because personally I knew them. Okay, yeah, personally I'd never let anyone in my house that I don't know or we're not close with. My house is just for strictly family and friends who are family. So, if in the case that he's coming to your house as a woman, see, he just shows up. You guys have had the conversation. Maybe when you're talking, you're telling him, I'm horny, I'm just chilling. Sometimes you don't even have to tell him to come. You'll just be talking about, this is how I'm feeling, this is what is going on. And he'll say, he'll ask you, like, what are you up to? What are you doing? I'm just in the house, chilling. Can I come see you? Can I visit? Can I come say hi? I'm in your neighborhood. Can I pass by? Then if you want him to come, you tell him, sure, come. If he comes, he knows what he's coming to do. So ata hakunid conversation mingi, na hakunid hizo makadlings na masijui, let's sijui what. Mnadinyana na najitoa. Mimi hata siwezi taka mtu ashawa kwa nyumba yangu. Unatoka tu ukienda.
Oh my God.
Because once I've nutted, I'm good. It's over. Bye. Yeah, that's how it is.
That is very strange.
Why is it strange?
And then he goes.
Yeah.
Do you give him money for Uber?
Okay, there's women who give men money, but
For Uber.
not me. Not me. Because what would I be doing fucking a man who can't afford his own Uber? That's a bit crazy, don't
You are
think?
ovulating. Oh, that was the entire point.
No, I'm not desperate like that. Like, remember, I have toys. It's just a different...
I think at the end of... I think I've come to realize, as I was speaking with many women, especially after starting this podcast, I've just realized that it is becoming apparent to me that toys can't replace men.
They can't. It's true, they can't.
Yeah?
They
So
can't.
what is this bravado of... I don't need a man because I've got your toy was called what? Mr.
I have
Pinky or what?
2 more actually. I have the rose. I'll show you a picture of all my toys. Actually, I can show you now.
A picture of all your toys?
Yeah. So the thing is, it's not, is it really bravado? It's just when you're dealing with toys, first of all, it eliminates pregnancy issues. It eliminates the anxiety that comes with sex, because as a woman, like I said, especially maybe my age group and older, we have a lot of anxieties around sex. Conversations around sex were not had as easier as they are being had right now. So that's the difference. And also infections out of the picture, and you actually orgasm. Like, the guarantee of orgasm is 100%. You know, when you're dealing with a man, like, it could be 30, it could be 20, 0,
Yeah.
80.
Yeah, because we are not running on electric power.
But it should be your mission to want to please your sexual partner.
Mission.
That's the beauty of
But
sex.
but women don't even have that mission. Do you? Do you have that mission of pleasing, of pleasuring a man? I
think everyone should. I think everyone should. There's an episode I recorded on love and orgasms where I was discussing orgasms, actually, like the G spot, the P spot, erogenous zones, and how to make someone orgasm. And during this discussion, what I learned during my research is that in as much as we place the responsibility of orgasming on the other person, you have to enter sex with the mutual understanding that this is a group project, that I'm putting in my work, you're putting in your work, not only for like our individual selves, but the end goal is that we all benefit from this. So ukiingia mechi unafojwe, niko hapa yes kujibamba, lakini itakuwa even better nikimake sure pia wewe umejibamba. I think people should have sex like that. That's what makes sense. And it can help narrow the orgasm gap also, because there's no need for, after your man leaves, now you start taking out your toys to use them.
Why is the orgasm gap still very wide?
Because people don't care about each other's, like the next person's. It's an empathy issue. Maybe it's an ignorance issue, but also an empathy issue, because people don't think like that. Like what I just said, they don't think, I want Jagero to orgasm. They're just thinking, what am I getting from this sex? Will he eat me out? Will he play with my boobs? Will he kiss my neck? Will he make me whatever? But we don't really think, what can I do for him or to him to make sure even he feels good? So it's not just women or just men. It's all of us should be putting in the work in this group work so that everyone is leaving here satisfied. Yeah, because why would you that's why I don't agree with things like casual sex and FWBs, because after trying them out and realizing that they don't give me the sexual satisfaction I need, those are the same questions I ask myself. So for what? Why am I having these types of sex? Asijui situationship, asijui sneaky link. Hamwezi onekana pamoja, hamtextiani. Like, you literally just link to smash and then that's it. After you get your postnatal clarity, you start asking yourself, okay, what has this done for me? I like to participate in things that benefit me, including sex. I need to feel like I've got something from it, like it has improved my life in some way. The frustration is gone, maybe the horniness is gone. But if we have sex and I'm still horny, I'm still frustrated, what was this for?
But you see, something that I don't understand about women is the sex and women.
Yeah.
Is that, so for example, in my head, and having listened to women talk about sexual satisfaction, what I don't understand is that a lot of women say that they hardly get satisfaction when they are having sex with men. And I can imagine that sneaky linking is fast tracked.
It's a shortcut.
Yeah, it's very fast. It is not, I imagine that it's not very wholesome sex that is going to take you where you want to go. Do you think that when you are having sneaky kind of sex, most of the time you're not getting sexually satisfied?
The thing is, depends. Okay, satisfaction is relative also in this conversation. And something else I realized when you was mentioning, Shaka was trying to explain the definition, sex is also very personal. Yes, kuna textbook definition of sex, like sex is maybe intercourse, sex is what. But there's people who don't consider oral sex. There's people who don't consider masturbation sex. There's people who don't consider anal sex. There's people who don't consider like second base, like kudarana sex. Lakini kuna watu wengine hizo zote ni sex. Oral zote ni part of sex. Same with satisfaction. There's people who are satisfied with such, like with a short, fast-tracked. And it doesn't mean, just because I'm against it, okay, my preaching for myself and for the people who follow me is that I personally feel like sex can be way better. Like you can get there. It's like being told, hey, there's this box of 100% sex, and to get it, this is what you need. You need financial stability, mental, emotional good health. You need to be physically fit. You need to feel good about yourself, love yourself, work out, eat right, hydrate, meet the right partners, choose the right partners, blah, blah, blah. And then it will guarantee you 100%. But people have never experienced this 100%. They don't know what it looks like. They don't know what it feels like. They don't know when there's an emotional connection, the sex can be improved. Or when you're healthier, the sex feels better. They don't know that. Why? Because they've been settling for this 30%. Sneaky links, casual sex, situationships, abusive sex, harassment. They don't know this other box for 100%. So in these situations zenye nimetaja hapa hizi zenye ziko 30%, kama hiyo ndo umezoea na hiyo ndo inakupea satisfaction and that's all you know, then you'll say, it will be easy for you to say, yeah, my sneaky link, he fucks me good and I feel good and it's enough. But someone like me who has experienced amazing, mind-blowing, back-breaking, like beautiful sex that leaves me happier, sexier, rejuvenated, relaxed, feeling really loved. There's no way I'm going to have that feeling with like a one-night stand. There's no way I'm going to get it. I might ejaculate, I might not, but that level of orgasm, sidhani mtu mwenye tu. Yeah.
What do you mean by that though?
Shots.
Back shots. They break the backs?
Wanakufanyanga na force. Kuna watoto hapa lakini wacha tu niseme. So it's sex needs a different, like really free sex needs a different level of comfort where there's no embarrassment. Yani hata mguu yako ikiinuliwa hivi aone uko na hemorrhoids, there is no embarrassment, because you guys can feel safe, can talk about it. But I'm trying to imagine the kind of safety and comfort and level that comes with someone you just met. Definitely can't be compared to someone who loves you, cares about your mental well-being, someone who won't just fuck you because you're horny. Like they want to know, are you fine? Is it intimacy you need? Is it a cuddle you need? Or is it a good fuck? Like someone who cares about you, it's very different from someone who's just horny. That's what I think. So that's why I say it's relative. People have different levels of enjoyment and tolerance. But for me, I've tried them and knocked them because they're not for me. It's not something I would do. It's not something I would seek out intentionally, especially right now.
I know you're very passionate about relationships and sex.
Yes.
Do you think it is safe? It is mentally. What do you think about it?
My general opinion is that I'm not in support of any casual relationships. And by casual, you don't have to have sex. They don't have to be your boyfriend or your girlfriend for you to have sex with them. But I advocate for a certain level of familiarity that brings about comfort. Because you can be sneaky links with someone that you really trust, like someone that you really care for and you really love, and you guys have some comfort levels going on. But it's just that you don't want it to be anyone's business. You know, it could be your ex who, by the way, was really amazing to you and loved you, and you just don't want anyone to know that you guys are back sleeping with each other. So now he's your sneaky link. Maybe in that sort of situation, you could achieve these orgasms that you want because it's someone you care for and you love and you have feelings for. So it varies. Every relationship is very different. So what I'd advocate for, I have seen firsthand the consequences of casual sex. First of all, the unwanted pregnancies. When you get pregnant, where do you start from? This man didn't want a baby. He didn't want a baby. He told you, I don't want a relationship with you. I don't want to be with you. This is just casual. And then you get pregnant. So where do you start from there? The risks are too heavy. Also, there's no clear communication clearly. Because there's a feeling of I don't owe you anything. I don't have to tell you who I'm with. I can have a whole other girlfriend, but that's none of your business because we're just casual, yeah? So there's no space for you to even ask questions. You'll see him with Nyambu tomorrow, and you can't even ask him because he's not your boyfriend. What are you going to ask him? Why are you with that girl? Yeah, because you're not my girlfriend. But you see, if you guys have a space even of friendship where you can be able to say, hey, Bobbie,
all right, people of the internet, I hope that you're enjoying this episode very much. And I just had a break to tell you about my new book. You know, everybody says that there is no job, and that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their town, in their city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call brothers, but there are no jobs. Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world and there is no one to do them except you. I work for Americans myself. I work for Europeans. I work for the Chinese. I work for the Australians. I work for the Canadians. And so, because I have done so much for myself, I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I've been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a digital book called Goldmine 18 Hustles for Africans. And then in 2025, AI came. People say AI is taking away our jobs. And for me, I'm going to say false. There are actually AI jobs. Jobs are not being taken by AI, but there are new jobs online that are there because of AI. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. And for now, in my new book, we have 25 online and offline jobs that you can leverage on if you do not have a job. So in this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I've made and lessons I've learned over the 15 years that I have worked online. So, what can you do online? You can become an executive assistant for busy folks in Europe, America, Canada, and get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. Okay? You can build a lot of things. Build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce shop without capital, be an affiliate marketer, or you can also become actually an English tutor and tens of AI jobs. If you have a job, that is fine. But I also know But you can buy this book for that brother, for that sister, for that mother, for that cousin, for that husband who is watching Netflix all day at home. Buy it for your friend who is always asking for cash. You know that friend. Now, all the information is on the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or go to my website, which is odworjegero.co.ke. And now, back to programming.
I'm sleeping with Nyambu, and I'm seeing a bunch of other girls, and I also want to keep seeing you. It gives me the space to be able to make a decision for myself, to decide if I want to keep going with what we're doing, so that we're all consenting. Ama nikwambie, kama uko na mademu wote mi siwezi, but that's not what people do. There's no clear line of communication. There's too many lies. There's sneakiness. The lack of space for you to ask questions. It's too anxiety inducing. I can't be in a sexual relationship with someone who they pick a phone, they want to pick a call, they have to go outside. Now you're there thinking, oh my God, who's he? And it's not that you have to be in love with him to care. It's just, if that person is entering your vagina raw, it's your business to know who else he's sleeping with. That's what I think. And this goes
Are you
versa.
saying that some sneaky links go raw on each other?
Some? Jagero. Do you live in Nairobi? If you ask people, how many people have used condoms here? Crickets. Crickets. People don't even use condoms. People are sleeping with even other people's husbands, other people's wives. Condom use is so, and now there's no, iyo support haiko venye ilikuanga kitambo. Unajua kitambo there were, when there was more talks about HIV and AIDS, I think they were pushing more fear than education. I mean, the education came a bit later, but earlier they used to push fear. You know, if you catch AIDS, but squeezy hizo zimekuwa withdrawn. Squeezy, even the tone is different. Ukishika ukimwi ni kama malaria, unameza tu tembe, utakuwa sawa.
Oh my God.
So, you know, people don't have that fear. There's so much laxity when it comes to preventative measures.
Do you know this for sure that a lot of people, even your friends, are sleeping raw?
I actively work in the sex and relationship industry. So I see these statistics even of HIV and AIDS, even when we're attending these events for like National AIDS Council on World AIDS Day and stuff like that. HIV spreads crazy. And it's like this. It just needs one time. Yes, HIV is manageable. I'm not trying to spread fear, because people have HIV and AIDS and they are living and they're healthy and they look good and they're amazing. But that has made people become so much laxed. They're not fearful anymore. There's no fear in the media, you know. I'm not saying advocate for fear, but yani na mention too, ads za saisi kama venye zilikuwa kitambo. So saizi watu waogopi, wanakuona wewe unakaa hivyo pwana ati uko na HIV. Ai. Si tutameza tu dawa. Ni sawa.
All right.
Wase waogopi. Why does my earring keep coming off? Wase waogopi anymore. It's not as scary as it used to be. So, and not only that, the statistics keep tripling. Statistics for HIV,
Really?
STIs. Yeah. They're so prevalent. It's so crazy. You'll find like, I don't want to botch the numbers, so I don't want to say for sure, but it's very, very prevalent. Saizi STIs ni kama...
I see that people can self-test these days in the house.
Yeah, for the HIV. I'm not sure about the STIs, but HIV, yes.
They buy from the supermarket or
Yeah.
from the pharmacy?
Yeah, the testing kits. They're like 300 bob, I think. I think. They're not even expensive.
And how accurate is it? 70%?
Very accurate, actually. Yeah. I think it's actually good practice to keep them in the home, to keep pregnancy tests, HIV tests, and condoms in the
Why
home.
pregnancy tests? Test kits?
Because it's just good to know early. Especially if you're sexually active. It's just good to know early. If you have sex, I'd say for women, I think I'd advocate test at least once a month, or if you're actively having sex, once a month, or
With other links?
whoever you're fucking, even if you're fucking somebody's husband, that's your business. But I'd advocate like test at least once every 2 months or once a month, so that you're able to jipanga. You can make decisions fast and easier than ufike 4 months na utaki umtoi. So I just think it's good hygiene. It's good hygiene to practice. And even to test yourself. Let me tell you, you know why the people who get tested most are women? Like when they say, the statistics come out, I think yearly, according to World Health Organization, the HIV AIDS rates. And when they come, the women's numbers are usually higher.
For
if
those
you
that
check,
are infected.
yes, if you check, you'll always see the women are higher. But do you know why? Because the men don't go to get tested. Men don't go to the hospital to get tested at all. After if you tell a man that, Kwanza, today, let me tell you, let me push this to the audience. Today, go to your man and text him. No, tell him in his face. Just sit with him and tell him, babe, nimekuja na test kits nataka to test HIV. He'll tell you one of two things. He'll tell you, oh, wow, that's so, wow, how did you think of that? Okay, yeah, let's do it, you know. But he might ask you questions kushanga mbono umebring up, but he'll be very open to. The other one will be, weenda utestiwe ukuje uniambie. We wakipata hauna, basi pia mi sina. You can tell me in the comments if I'm lying, but this is what they do.
Why do they do that?
They fear. Actually, most men, they wait to impregnate their women so that they can find out their HIV status. Because now when you start going for the prenatal
Wait, you
clinics,
need to say that properly. Men do what?
they wait to impregnate their woman. They impregnate a woman intentionally because they know getting a HIV test is going to be
Mandatory.
inevitable. Yes. Then they don't go with you, even for those prenatal whatevers. Ukiamba simnenda hata ukienda you know, during pregnancy, a lot of women go through things like yeast infections, just different changes in the vagina, itchiness, dryness, anything could happen. Cysts, anything could happen. So if you go get tested for this sexual related stuff, they normally say come with your partner. They normally say come with your partner. Even if you're just itching, unaambiwangwa enda before tukwambie kitu yoyote, enda ulete mtu wako. If you go tell your man and he's adamant, you just know. First of all, you know he's sleeping around. That's a clear giveaway. Because someone who has nothing to hide, I think these tests are scary, but how else are you going to be able to show that you love yourself and you care for your body if you're not taking the active steps to make sure you're healthy? Because I would never have sex with someone if something is wrong with me. But people are not like that. You have to remember, people are coming from a scorned mentality. They're seeking
mentality?
vengeance. Someone can be given...
Scorned mentality?
Yeah.
What is a scorned mentality?
Amekasirishwa, akona hasira. So anakuja, mtu anaweza kuwa amefind out amepewa HIV. Lakini ajui ni na nani. Juu analala na watu wengi. So hayuko sure. So yeye anajiambia mimi nilipewa HIV na sijui. Pia mimi ndapea watu wengine. And they just continue spreading out of vengeance and anger. So many people do that. And they look healthy. They look very fine.
Wao wanapewa dawa. Wanakunywa dawa.
Apana. Sometimes they don't take You know, when someone is in that state where they're ready to spread it, when you're taking medication, sometimes your CD4 count goes so low, so it cannot be detectable. So you can't even spread the HIV. But for someone to be spreading, they're not even ready to take medication. No, nimsi amesha resign to the fact that it's okay, I'm okay, I just want to die, so tukufe sisi wote. Then they spread. Some people don't know they have it. You know, even some of these diseases, sexually transmitted infections, sometimes you're a carrier, but your symptoms don't show. Or you don't, like herpes, you could go without getting an outbreak. You could go without, because herpes outbreak ukosiwa na nini. You could have herpes, but it doesn't show, it doesn't present itself. But then it can be triggered by things like change in environment, change in weather, stress, change in hormonal levels in your body. So once you have an outbreak, you're supposed to know, but people don't know. Sometimes it'll be like it'll even be on your hand, on your palms, on your neck, on your mgongo, but you think tu ni normal pimples unakuanga nazo. People don't go to get tested. they carry these diseases, they spread them. Things like human papilloma virus. This one is carried by men, spread to women, and it causes ovarian cancer. Cervical or ovarian, I forget. Vaginal cancers. Kwa vulva, kwa vagina, hizo makansa tu zote. Na hii inatoka kwa men.
Why?
Because men are the ones who, it doesn't present in them, but they carry the infection, the disease, and it's a virus. Unajua virus ni fore. It can't be healed. Now you just manage it. So, tell me when you're going to tell your sneaky link to go get tested. When are you going to find him?
I think that's going to be tough.
Casual sex. How are you going to tell your friends with benefits that you want to go get tested?
So what is the difference? Do you think there's a difference between a friend with benefits and sneaky links? It appears that they're just the same things.
Sneaky, I think kuna hiyo sneaky aspect. Is that the rain? Ooh. Kuna hiyo sneaky aspect ya kujificha. And then friends with benefits, it can be open. Doesn't need to be a secret. It can be open. We're just, and you guys can actually be friends. Actually, they start off as friends. People are just friends, and then they decide, do you want to add some benefits to this friendship? So I think that's the difference. But zote ziko same category because they don't create for a safe space for you to have sexual discussions.
And one night stands, how do they happen? Like people just drag each other out of the bars.
Yeah.
Into the
yes.
Into the car park.
Yeah. You just meet someone at the club, they start making out in the club. We need to go to the club one time.
I'm not going
at night.
I don't like clubs.
Just for research purposes, not to.
Yeah, but also I can't really manage it. It's too noisy for me.
Overstimulating.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Too many things happening. Sound, smell.
Yeah.
Voice.
Yeah.
People touching you, passing.
Brawls.
Yeah, it's too much. But I don't advocate for any form of casual sex. I think if it has to be casual.
Do you think that people are getting into it because they are not able to find the right kind of sexual partner or somebody to be with them? Or, like there are men who don't want to be, for lack of a better word, bothered and harangued by women, and so they just want to hit and go. And then there are women that have not gotten the man they want, but along the way they want some sort of satisfaction. Is that the correct way of explaining it?
I think we're horny and traumatized.
Horny and traumatized?
Yeah. I think which is natural. Needing sex is very natural. But because we're traumatized and because we're coming from spaces where we don't fully understand like the magnitude and consequences of sex and sexual relationships, we're ready to settle for anything as long as we cure this horniness. So if I can get rid of the horniness, I can deal with the anxiety later. But you see, it's a loop. And this doesn't just show up in your sexual relationship. All these things are always intertwined. The things you settle for in sex, you will see them showing up in your relationships at work, in your business, in your money. If you're careless sexually, how am I going to trust you when it comes to doing business together? People like me, those are things I look at. I can never do business with a promiscuous person. Never. Haujali juu ya makende yako, business yetu ndo uteka effort.
Oh my God.
Z. A man who doesn't care about his balls, that one I fear. But if you see someone is disciplined, even in the way they lead their sexual lives, and discipline doesn't mean you don't have to be promiscuous. Maybe you're using condoms. Maybe you get checked regularly. You go to the hospital. For whatever reason you're sleeping around, that's your business. But if I find out you're reckless, you have 8 baby mamas, I can't trust you with anything sorry, I can't trust you with anything we're discussing. Kwanza money. I can't. Because if you're reckless with your body, imagine your body, the one thing that the vessel that you're we're supposed to trust is going to keep you healthy for you to even show up for this business. You don't care about it. How will you care about what the work we're putting into the business that we're doing? So I think, I was going to say, I don't support any form of casual relationships unless there is a clear stream of communication and friendship. If there's a true if you guys can actually be friends, and I don't mean that you be in each other's lives or be in love or whatever, just your clear discussion of, I'm pregnant. What do we do? Si ati saa atakukatia tenje azimesimu apotee forever.
Kukatiwa tenje ni nini?
Anakukatia simu. Tenje ni nangos. Simu. Tenje ni simu. Unaambia mtu uko na ball anakuambia mimi nikwambia ushike ball. That's not what we were doing here. We were just having casual sex. Yeah, remove na yeye ana pesa ako broke, uko broke. But you see, when someone has empathy, if they're your friend, the least they could do is just support you emotionally, even if they're broke. You know, you can go to them and say, hey, this is what has happened, I'm pregnant, let's talk about this. He'll say, okay, enye super sina do, but you know, I'll be here for you.
There are so many women that that gets themselves caught up in the headlights. Like, you are being left with so much baggage behind for just something that took very, very little time.
She didn't even orgasm. Getting pregnant ya sex yenye imekupea. Imagine you get pregnant, upate happies, na hata uko orgasm, na ili last 45 seconds.
There is no sex that lasts 45 seconds. But there is a guy who told me that there are some women, you see their mapages and you are out.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with coming fast.
There is nothing wrong with it?
I mean, it's natural. It happens.
Yeah.
You see, the thing is, easy discussions are sex. Ndio maana tunafaa tuzihave. Kuna hizi notions pia zenye lazima to debunk. Kama ati if he comes fast, it means he hasn't had sex in a long time. Ama it means I'm sexy sana. If he takes a long time to come, it means he wasn't enjoying. He doesn't like me. We need men telling us these stories so that we're not guessing or we're not jijaziaing these things. Because if we don't know, we don't know. And how are we going to find out? That's why we need to have these discussions. And I think these things are normal. Sometimes we shame
These
men.
discussions, a lot of people do not like them, and they find them. They say in our comments that they are vulgar. That they actually say that you've got a degree in vulgarity.
But you see, would you rather we shut up and then we start shaming men? He's just a 1-minute man. He's just a... Maybe there's reasons behind it. Maybe he's on medication for depression.
If you are on medication for depression, you last longer. You don't...
It could affect you anyway. And not just depression, different types of medication. Even women... we were laughing up in Jana with Juicy, with Feli, and we're talking about birth control. And I was telling you about how when I get on birth control, I literally hate men. I don't like breathing near men, smelling men. I don't like being around men. And that's why I had to get off birth control and strictly remain with condoms. Because I see how it affects me. So different medication affects you differently sexually. It was affecting my libido. I was never ever horny. So I could have a boyfriend and he's seeing, I'm not interested in him, but you see, it's the medication. It's not that I don't want him. So if you don't have clear discussions within whatever relationship, within whatever sexual relationship you're in, you can't enjoy the sex. Because how am I going to start telling a sneaky link? I don't like it when you nut in me, easy pills zinani affect. Yeah, give a fuck. He's probably with his next girlfriend already. He doesn't care if I take a pill or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to pick your calls.
Well, how will he pick and he already nutted? He's already very satisfied.
Okay. I think we're done. 1 hour on the dot.
Yeah, so I don't know if we've gusiad everything, but I hope we've gusiad a little bit of everything. I just wanted to, kind of bring out what a sneaky link means and is casual sex beneficial to anyone? And maybe you can finish with you answering me. Do you think any sort of casual sex, sneaky links, friends with benefits, blah, 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 do you think it is beneficial in any way?
I don't know. I feel like, I think my biggest fear is about casual sex is just that I don't know about women that just want to have casual sex and do not want to bother you with phone calls again.
Wako.
Wako?
Wengi sana. Kama huyo wako si alikuita kwa nini? Kwani you think she wanted cuddles?
They are made of steel.
No, I think it's just human to be horny.
There's some callousness. Because I think that when somebody fucks you good, you wanna be with them. But when they fuck you good and you slam the door in their face, in the next 1 hour, fuck, something is broken, bro. You think something is not broken? There is a something has been there has been fire.
There's a disconnection.
There is fire that has happened somewhere, and so they don't burn anymore.
Okay, yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah?
But men do that all the time. Do you feel it's the same?
I think the way men operate is pretty much different the way women operate. Women are not made for men. Men and their dicks is a very different story. They are neighbors. And I think that sometimes a man and his dick are two separate things. Whatever the dick does out there.
You're not in control.
You know? It's like a bullet that goes and does damage to a window and to somebody's body, and you're not bothered. You just remain here. I mean,
Yeah. I can see how.
you pick it up, you pick the bullet up.
I
I'm
can
done.
see how. I think I'll end this by saying I think horniness is a very natural human thing, but it's very important that now that we're adults, you take full responsibility of your sexual life. Don't do things because people are doing them, or because someone has coerced you to do it, or because you're horny and now you think. Raise your standards. If you raise your standards, you'll get the kind of sex you want. Kitambo, I used to think, actually when I used to do those things, I used to think no one wants me in any other way. No one will love me. So why not just have this that I can get right now? But now that I'm way stricter, I'm very, very strict with my body, with my sex life, with my vagina. Not just anyone can touch me or see me even naked. The quality of my sex life has just skyrocketed. Like, it's improved. I'm not having sex, but like when I do, I actually do enjoy. I truly love it.
You keep saying that you're not having sex, but you keep saying that you've got good boyfriends. Who are you cheating?
Why would you say that on the podcast? Do you want all my boyfriends to break up with me? He's lying. That was heartfelt with Bobbie. Thank you so much for joining me during the hour.
We are going towards 100,000 followers.
Yes! We just hit 89.6. So
Yeah.
now we're pushing 100K. Guys, please keep subscribing. Share this with your friends. Share to everyone. And keep leaving the feedback for us. We truly enjoy reading your comments. So thank you guys so much for joining us throughout the hour. And until next time, it's been your girl, Roberta Bobbie. Follow me on social media, by the way. Everywhere. On Instagram, X, Facebook, all social media platforms, and read my blog. I write on loveandorgasms.com. Sex stories. Come and find me there.
Thank you. Bye.